Y'all, these ribs are fork tender, always falling off the bone, so easy. If you're intimidated to cook ribs, I'm going to teach you how to make them perfect every time. You want to go ahead and get each rack of baby back ribs and you're going to pat them dry with a paper towel. I just lay it down, fold it over and pat it. You want to get that silver skin off the back, also called a membrane, doesn't matter what you call it. Go ahead and pat it dry and flip it over and remove that membrane. It's really important to take that off so that your ribs are tender, so that they're not tough on the back. You can cut them easily. At this point, sometimes that silver skin will come off really, really fast and really, really easy, like the first rack that I did. Or like on this second rack, I had to use my knife a little bit and I had to help it to get removed. And that's totally fine. Just as long as you take it off, that's what's important. Go ahead and mix up your dry rub. I use brown sugar and lots of seasonings. I like mine to have a little bit of a kick, so I definitely use chili powder and some Cajun seasoning. If you don't like any kind of a kick and you like a sweet rub, you can do that as well. Go ahead and get you a big pan. You're going to have each rack in its own set of heavy duty foil. You want to go ahead and put those racks in there and you're going to rub that dry rub all over each rack. You want to make sure that you rub it in, massage it in, the edges, the sides, the backs, the tops, everywhere. You want all the meat on those racks of ribs to be totally covered in that dry rub. At the end, if you feel like you didn't have enough dry rub, or if you need just a little bit extra, you think you can sprinkle a little bit on top. I usually just sprinkle on pepper, Tony's, and garlic. But this time my dry rub was more than enough for these racks of ribs, so all I did was sprinkle on a little bit more granulated garlic, just for a little bit extra flavor. And you want to roll your foil very, very tightly at this point. So you roll it all over the very top, all the way down, nice and tight, and roll the edges upward. So when it leaks, hopefully it doesn't leak out all over to your pan. You'll want to go ahead and line that pan with some heavy duty foil as well. It makes the cleanup so much easier. That's your tip of the day. Then you're going to make sure your oven is preheated to 400. You're going to bake these at 400 for only 20 minutes. You'll then turn down your heat to 350 and you'll bake them for almost 2 hours until they're fork tender. You'll go ahead and pull them out and then we're going to add our liquid. So open them up and just look at them. Oh, y'all, they're so good. They're just fork tender every time. You want to go ahead and you're going to add some liquid smoke and you want to just drizzle that all over the tops of each rack. You'll then take your Worcestershire sauce and you'll drizzle that all over the top as well. You want to use your barbecue sauce next, and you can use any kind of barbecue sauce that you like. We actually like Buc-ee's barbecue sauce on top of our ribs. It turns out perfect every time. It's not too sweet. It tastes great on ribs. At this point, you're going to make sure that your broiler is on in your oven. You'll go ahead and you will broil the tops of these racks of ribs, and that's what gives it that crust. Just like if you were to grill it or get it from a restaurant, you want it to be a little bit crusty on top. So stick it into your oven and broil for as long as you like until you have the crispiness that you love. Then you'll just pull it out and it is ready. Y'all, it is so good. Just look at them. They're perfect. They slice right up. The knife goes right through. The fork just tears it apart so gently. They're delicious. I hope you give it a try. Don't be intimidated by ribs. Enjoy.